I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas.
Hello again, everyone. Uncle Charles Walhingford back with another video, and this video is about the next step, the other parts of why I'm still married, and this is I guess I would call this chapter 2, why I'm still married. I looked into, in retrospect, what is it that I'm doing right, and what is it about me that allows me to stay married when this day and age is so difficult. It is so difficult to stay married, to stay happily married too. And I have a couple videos I'm going to start, I'm going to put out, and this is the first video with this. And why I'm still married? I'm still married because I understand science, the science of humans. I put more effort in the science of psychology and biology, human nature, more than, than religion. A lot of times people put it into God. That's great, sure. However, I definitely believe, or I don't need to believe, I know humans have been doing the same thing for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So you have to tap into that. Tap into the history of what humans have been doing, and they can't help but to do because of their biology. And here's some of the things that I know, and looking into also what animals also do, what I do, and what I provide to, at least on my end, to my wife, or why I'm still married. Now, my wife, she does her thing too, but I'm just going to talk about what I do, what I know I bring. All right, so first of all, I am a little bit frightening and intimidating. Yes, I try to be frightening and intimidating to whomever, maybe to her, maybe to other people. But how do you do it without being a monster? Well, maybe you do want to be a monster, but who are you being a monster to and how are you presenting it? For me, it won't seem like being a monster, but dressing well. Dressing well can bring in some intimidation. It could bring in some, because the big part of intimidating is being confident. And when you wear the right clothes, when you wear nicer clothes, when you wear elevated clothes, you're going to be confident. You have to be, because especially this day and age, it is not common for people to dress up. So you have to feel confident. Along with that, for those of you who don't know, this is the reality. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, man, the exception to the rule doesn't break the rule. The best dressed person in the room is usually the most powerful person in that room. But a lot of times, a powerful person dresses well. And being powerful means you can be intimidating. And you can't be intimidating without confidence. Confidence will come up over and over and over again, and you can't let it go. The next thing is physical strength. I have physical strength. I can't help but to sound a little arrogant doing this, because I have to break down what I'm doing right. I've been married for 22 years and going on. And I have to look at, what am I doing right? And I know for sure, by going to the gym today, going to the gym years ago, I know I'm stronger than the average person. I'm stronger than the average man. Now, am I in the 90th percentile? Oh no. 80th percentile? No. 70? Maybe a couple years ago, definitely in the 70th percentile, or maybe higher. Not today, because I'm getting old. In the days of martial arts and military, pretty much in the rear view mirror. and we'll talk about that a little bit too. But at the same time, I still have a reasonable amount of strength still, and especially amongst men my age, being 46 now. So that is a big thing that you need to be able to do. Meaning, it's not about just going to the gym. It is better off you having a little bit of a gut, just as far as not necessarily health, but as far as the health of your relationship and what your woman thinks of you. It's better to have a little bit of a gut than being nice in tone and you got that nice six-pack, but you don't look like you can hurt somebody. You need to look like you can hurt somebody, and you do it by pushing up real heavy weight. And the main thing is, you got to do weight that weighs more than your wife. If you can't either bench press more than what your wife weighs, you definitely should be able to squat more than what your wife weighs. If you can't do that, you got two problems. And you know which one of those is. You're too weak and she's too big. You're too weak and she's too big. You need to fix one of those. Now, how do you be intimidating and frightening to your wife and again, not be a monster? You play fight. You play fight as much as you can. As much as you can. Throw it across the room, throw it on the bed. Engage in some kind of physical play. Pillow fight, something like that. And you make sure you win. You make sure you win. Now, the next thing, the reason why I'm still married on a biological, psychological, human nature level is I let my wife know, not by saying it, but I let her know that if it doesn't work out, I may be all right. If we were to end it, I would be able to bounce back. And it matters. It absolutely matters. Now, how do I do this, again, without being an asshole, without being a monster, without saying mean things? Well, the number one way, I've talked about it in my Buying Flowers video. If you haven't seen that video, you need to check it out. And I'm definitely going to redo that video so you can see. But I buy flowers, not just for my wife. I buy flowers for my wife so other women can see it. Because if other women see it, other women are going to be like, oh, wow, he's a good man. Oh, wow, I've never gotten that before. And she's going to hear it. She's absolutely going to hear it. She wants to hear it. And it's good for you too. It's good for you, for her to have that in the back of her mind. That some lady said, wow, you must be special. Wow, you have a good man. That's why I like to buy flowers and do it a strategic way. I do it in a very strategic way so other people can see it. It just doesn't do the complete justice of the situation if you just bring them to her and she's the only one who sees it. And in other things like that, again, going back, I will always talk about this because this is part of my videos for you guys. Your image, what you look like, your presentation, how you dress. How you dress. Do you look like you can get another woman? Do you look like you turn heads? Because it's going to be straight up and down. If you dress nice, you dress good, well, you go to a nice restaurant, you go to a nice show or whatever, if you're looking good, heads will turn. And she needs to know that, or she will see and she'll know that, look at this guy, turning heads yet again. Now the last thing is, if you can tell right here, I have an outgoing personality. Now, everybody can't have an outgoing personality. Everybody can't be a YouTube sensation like myself with all 5 of my subscribers. No, I'm just joking. I have 30-something subscribers. That's not very good. But I'm glad you guys are here. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. But on a real serious note, being outward, outgoing. On a serious note, being outgoing, it helps. It'll help you be able to be mate. You don't have to necessarily be the life of the party, but when your lady sees that, hey, he doesn't have problem making friends, he probably may not have problems making new friends. And that's exactly what you want. You want to show that you can make new friends, no matter who they may be. All right, this is the last one. This is so many of these videos I'm going to make, but far as this video of, again, hitting my wife on a biological, psychological, human nature type reasoning why I'm still married is how do I put this? I've successfully ruined my life. Try it again. Now, how did I come on now here's the last thing. On a psychological, biological, human nature level, why I'm still married and what I have done in my marriage to make my wife stay. One of the things you should always be striving to is ruining your spouse. She should do the same thing for you. And I try my best to do that for my wife, is to ruin her. I believe she is ruined for anybody else. How do I do that? Well, you need to have some special skills. Some kind of special skills that make her feel that if she goes somewhere else, she's not going to get that skill anywhere else, or it's going to be extremely difficult to find that skill. And one of the skills I have is my ability to cook. Some guys can play instruments. Some guys can paint or draw. Some guys have certain things about them that is pretty special about them, and women love those things. And for me, cooking is mine. For those of you who don't know, just now meeting me, just watching my video for the first time, or generally didn't know, I actually went to college to be a chef. It just didn't work out for one reason or another. That's a long story. It's pretty funny, but that's a long story. But I still retain the skills because I've always been into cooking. I can cook at a very high level, and because of that, my wife is used to eating at a high level on a regular basis. So I successfully ruined my wife. And again, sadly, people don't dress well. I dress better than most people. Most men I dress better than. And when she's walking through anywhere, I'm going to turn heads from time to time. Men or women, I'm going to turn heads from time to time. And it makes her feel good, makes her feel proud. That's one of the big things. You may want to ruin somebody, but you ruin them how proud they are of you. Now, for me, I'm not this. Now, lastly, these are things that I know that women like, women are into. I may not be so much of these things, but I just want to give you some examples. Being a planner is a great thing. A guy who can fix things. Maybe you can fix a car, maybe you can build, maybe you do woodworking, things like that. They make a huge difference because they are extremely ancient or real a biological trigger of making a woman feel like they are being either protected or that man has the ability to be very, very useful. Men need to be very useful, and when you have skills like that, that's definitely a biological hit, a psychological hit that she's going to have when you are doing these things. And sadly, just like dressing well, men don't do these things like they used to. If you ever watched that South Park episode, South Park recently did a movie explaining, or in the movie they went into how the men who fix things just didn't go to college, learn how to fix things. They became the richest people in the world. Real funny, real funny. You should check that out. Maybe I have something on there about how that's done. Anyway, that is it for now. That's it for now. I'll have more to that. Again, I don't simply give, again, I'm not going to just simply have hope and wish and give you frilly things about being married, why I'm married. I will tell you that you have to understand that you are an animal, your wife is an animal, and there are things that are natural things that occur that she may not even say out loud that she likes, but she can't help but to be attracted to because of her natural human nature. I'm Uncle Charles Walhingford. Don't forget, I'm just here to help.